Good morning, all. The witness is seated and we are ready to start. Please switch off your cell phones. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Yes, Ms. Sigels Ngube.
Chair, the evidence for today relates to the 6 December 2024 takedown operation for the arrest of Mr. Katiso Molefe and the allegations of interference by the Directorate for Priority Crimes. And in this instance, Chair, there will be 3 witnesses that will be giving evidence from 3 different perspectives. There is a bundle that has been provided to the commissioners and to the witness. If I could just orientate the commissioners, it is one bundle because it relates to one event, and it has 3 sections. The first section is from page 1 to page 9. They are all individually numbered, and that is the witness statement of the witness that's currently in the box. It's Captain Wanda. And the next section is section 2, that is the witness statement. The index is incorrectly named Captain Wanda. It is actually Brigadier Mkhwanazi, but the correct name is in the index as Mkhwanazi. And then the third is section 3 is for Captain Barry Kruger, and his statement has 5 annexures marked B1 to B5. Commissioners, if I may then introduce the first witness.
Before you do that, you made a correction about Mkhwanazi. Sorry, I missed it.
Sorry, Commissioner Baloyi. In section 2, the index is incorrectly named index to statement for Captain Maxwell Tulani Wanda. It should be Brigadier Mkhwanazi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chair, if I may then start with the first witness, it's Captain Wanda.
Thank you. Just a matter of interest, perhaps. Why is this called a takedown and not arrest?
It's referred to in the operations arena as a takedown operation. So Captain Wanda might give us elaborate on why they call it a takedown. He also refers to it as a takedown operation. There must be some significance, Chair.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it doesn't affect the merits, but I've heard this before, not for the first time now. Thank you. Captain Wanda, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Thank you. Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Ngube.
Thank you, Chair. Captain Wanda, could I just ask you to please look at the bundle that's in front of you? You will see that the first section, section 1, contains a witness statement with your name on. If I could ask you to go to page 9 of section 1.
Yes, I'm there, Commissioner.
Can you confirm that that is your signature at the bottom of that page?
That is correct, Commissioner. I confirm.
Do you confirm that the statement that appears in section 1 from page 1 to 9 is your statement that was prepared for purposes of this evidence that you're giving today?
Yes, I do confirm.
And then do you confirm the contents of the statement to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do confirm.
Thank you, Chair. Captain Wanda, can we start on page 1 of your statement, please? On page 1, you deal with your background in the South African Police Services. Could you just explain to the commissioners what your background is?
Oh, Thank you, Commissioner. I'm an adult male, a captain employed in the South African Police Services, Captain Maxwell Nhlanhla, and currently attached at Local Criminal Records Center in Richards Bay, which is LCRC. I am primarily as a crime scene investigator, but I am also a photographer, videographer, draftsman, as well as the fingerprint experts, and also as the crime scene investigation manager as well. So I have got 32 years experience in the South African Police Services, and of which 30 years I've been employed as a crime scene investigator in the environment of Local Criminal Records Center, LCRC, and I've been in the rank of the captain for 6 years.
Thank you, Captain. Can you just tell us more about the Local Criminal Record Center? What is that?
A Local Criminal Records Center it's a local office at a local level or at a station where it deals with cases where where attends to all crimes of sins where the crime has been committed. It can be a murder, housebreaking, etc., but it's under CR and CSM, which is a criminal record and crime scene management, which is a component. And the Local Criminal Record Center is a sub-component and under the division of forensic services.
Okay. You also mentioned that you were a draftsman. What would a draftsman be doing within the police services?
It's a fully qualified, trained police officer who draws sketch plans and can also, who can draw sketch plans.
Okay. And in paragraph 2, you talk about your role at crime scenes. Can you just elaborate on that, please?
I'm ordinarily called on crime scenes to ensure the optimization of the form of evidence collected on point of view and to a certain collection of exhibits to take photographs, including exhibit collections, fingerprints, related cases as well. I do attend to that, and also to assist in the dispatching of exhibits from the crime scene to the respective laboratory and to ensure that the exhibits are not compromised.
And you say in your statement that you generally arrive at the crime scene after the investigating team. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, in paragraph 3, you would have heard the chair's question to me about takedown operations. Before we get into your paragraph 3, can you tell us why do you call it a takedown operation?
I think a takedown operation it's an operation where it's a planned operation where there is J50 has to be executed.
Okay, and the J50 would be a warrant of arrest.
A warrant of arrest, that's correct, Commissioner.
So why don't you just call it a warrant of arrest execution operation?
Well, ever since I've been in this career, that's the term that are familiar to me, and then that has been used up to my knowledge, up to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, I think then we'll stick to that term if the chair is fine with that.
No problem at all.
Thank you, Chair. So can you just tell us what is your involvement at a takedown operation as compared to a crime scene, which you referred to at paragraph 2?
On the takedown operations, my involvement would be to be on standby. When the J50 is being executed or warrant of arrest is being executed by the certain respective police officers. That will be investigating officer would be leading that team. And then later, when they do find some, where there's an activity where it requires our expertise as the crime scene investigator, and then we are called later to come and process. But we are not being part of the execution of the J50 and so forth.
Okay, if we can then go to page 2 of your statement at paragraph 4. You speak about your involvement with the PKTT, which is the Political Killings Task Team. Can you elaborate on that?
Commissioner, let me start by explaining the PKTT. PKTT is a political killings task team that deals with the political related cases. I was deployed at PKTT on December 31 in the year 2023 until April the year 2025, where I was a tactical commander for LSRC, which entails leading the PKTT evidence collection team. This was a very important role to the lawful collection and preservation of evidence as critical experts of any criminal cases, and if the integrity of the evidence collection and process is compromised, it may impact the admissibility of evidence. And it must be also that prior to joining the PKTT, I was attached to the local criminal records center in Richards Bay, where I am stationed currently as the CSI commander. In fact, I was there before my deployment to the PKTT.
After April 2025, did you go back to Richards Bay?
That is correct, Commissioner.
And why did you go back?
Commissioner, there was our task team, our task team coordinator came and addressed us. Yes.
Let me give context.
Yes.
You are part of the PKTT from 31 December 2023, and as we speak, my understanding is that the PKTT has not been disbanded. It still exists.
Yes.
So why did you go back if the PKTT still exists?
Okay. On the PKTT, it consists of a different role players, which was myself under forensics, and there was also forensics, which included LSRC and ballistic, and there was the crime intelligence in that team. But we were addressed by our project coordinator to withdraw from the team, to go back to our offices, because there was some letter of disbandment of the team. So, but the rest, like a detection team, were left behind just to oversee the dockets that they were still having on hand.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Captain Wanda, at starting at paragraph 5 of your statement, you deal with the takedown operations of 6 December 2024 and your involvement. Can you take us through how you got involved in the operation and what was the operation?
Perhaps, Captain Wanda, before you do that, let me ask a question arising from paragraph 4. And the question is, before you joined the PKTT and you were based LCRC, am I correct that you would be called out to crime scenes even before you joined the PKTT? You would be called out to crime scenes to do exactly the work that you described?
That is correct, Commissioner.
And so what difference if at all, did it make that now you are located within the PKTT? You're a member of the PKTT. What qualitative difference did that make?
There's no difference.
Okay. So when the PKTT is at a scene, or the detectives are at a scene,
Yes.
they would call out from the LCRC
Yes.
that they require people.
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of time that it takes for you to be on the scene when you are from the LCRC or when you're part of the PKTT, did that make a difference at all? The quickness and response
there would be a
time?
difference, yes, yes.
In what way? Can you explain
on
that?
the PKTT, the reaction time was much quicker compared to the LCRC.
And why is that the case? Practically, why is it that? What does that matter?
For special, let me start on the PKTT. On the PKTT, you are there as readily available. We are 24 hours on standby. But on the local criminal records center, you are on standby as well, because we do get member standby for any serious cases. But in between, during the course of the day, you receive other cases as well that you had to attend to, different cases. As I started earlier on explaining the cases that we attend to. So the reaction time might be not the same, yes. More especially if you are called at night, you have to wake up and get dressed and also proceed to the scene. Or else the case gonna go from the station to the radio room, from the radio room to the member on standby. So that causes just a bit of a time delay.
The difference is the response time.
It's a response time, that's correct.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Nube.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi.
Can I just follow up on that? Is the difference that within the PKTT, all the specialized teams were in one place, so it was easier to work with each other and finish an investigation, as opposed to a normal police station where if you need a specialized service, you would have to ask for it, and then the reaction time would be longer because it depended on availability of resources?
That is correct, Commissioner. That is correct.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. Okay, Captain Wanda, then if we can go back to your statement, page 2, paragraph 5. I was asking you about your involvement in the takedown operation of 6 December 2024. If you could tell us how you got involved in that operation.
Okay, on the 5th of December, 2024, I was officially on duty at Majok, which is a mission area, joint operations center in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, whereby I received a call from my commander to prepare myself to go and assist in the planned takedown operation that will be taking place on the 6th of December in Gauteng. I therefore, on the 6th of December, then myself and my other LCRC member with the 2 combat members, one was a driver and the other one was just a combat member just to give us some protection. We left at about 2 a.m. in the morning and we arrived in Gauteng at about 8:30 the same morning. And around about 9 o'clock, we met my commander in that time, who gave me a phone call on the 5th to prepare myself to go to Pretoria. And then he's the one who addressed us about the takedown operation that was going to take place on the same day of the 6th of September.
And when he addressed you, what details did he give you about the operation?
The first thing that he told us that there would be a warrant of arrest that will be executed, which involves a person or whom I didn't know that time who was allegedly to be involved in the murder case, and the other co-accused as well, of which I didn't know him at that stage. And then after giving us that explanation, and then he became on standby up until we received a call to go and assist the team that was already on the scene.
Did he give you the names of the suspects that were going to be arrested at that stage?
No, at that stage, no. He didn't have. He sticked on just there's a suspect person. Yes.
At what point did you become aware of the identity of the person?
Upon the arrival on a certain house in Sentin, there was 2 persons that were arrested. Of one was arrested and neutralized, and one was arrested, and then I was made aware that the one who was seated inside the room in the lounge or dining room, that was Mr. Molefe.
And that is Mr. Katiso Molefe.
That is correct.
Now, can we just go to prior to you arriving at the scene? Where were you before you arrived at the scene?
We were around at district commissioners' area offices in Gauteng.
And at what time did you then go to the scene?
I can't exactly remember the time. That was just after 2. We get a call, but we arrived at the crime scene. That was about 15:25.
Okay, and at paragraph 9, you deal with what you observed when you arrived on the scene. Could you tell us about that?
Okay, what I observed when I got there to the crime scene, there was a person who was sitting next to the tennis court along the driveway, but next to the tennis court. There was a person who was seated there and who was handcuffed. And next to him, there was a firearm, 2 firearms. One was a rifle and the other one was a pistol. And a few meters away from him, on the other side of the driveway, next to the gymnasium, there was another pistol that was also lying on the ground. And then, because witness A took us through the crime scene, we took us to a certain vehicle, that was a white BMW. That car was having a rifle bag with, I think that was 3 or 4 rifle magazine loaded with ammunition. And then he also took us inside the house, where he indicated us some possible question documents, on which among those documents there was...
Before you go inside the house,
Yes.
The person that you say was next to the tennis court, you say he was identified as Mr. Lehasa Muloi.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Yes. And you say that he appeared to be a bodyguard or driver of Mr. Molefe. What do you mean by that? Appeared to be.
That is correct, Commissioner.
So what do you mean by that? When you say he appeared to be, what does that mean?
Commissioner, I think I need to correct that, because when the arrest that was being made, I was not aware of what vehicle they were told about. They came with, or who was the driver of it. But the news that were circulating on the crime scene at that time, that was a possible driver or a bodyguard of Mr. Molefe.
So when you say the news circulating, so do you mean this is something you must have heard from others?
Yes,
From
yes,
other
yes.
police officers?
From other police officers, that's correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Yes.
And to your knowledge, was it ever confirmed whether Mr. Moloi was a bodyguard or driver of Mr. Molefe?
According to my recollection, I can't remember clearly that now. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think you were dealing with paragraph 10 where witness A was taking you through the scene. Can you just tell us what you observed as you were being taken through the scene?
He also showed us before we entered the house, he showed us just a fleet of cars. Some were on the carport and some on the inside the garage, but the garage was opened. And then amongst those cars, there was that one white BMW that I mentioned earlier on, that on the back seat had a rifle bag with 3 or 4 rifle magazines loaded with ammunition. And then after that, he took us inside the house.
And what did you find inside the house?
Inside the house, there was sort of an office, a well set up office inside the house where he indicated us some possible questioned documents, of which amongst those documents, there were other A4 paper pages, which there were 3, and they were full of specimen signatures on those 3 pages.
Captain, the white BMW that you say
Yes.
the witness A took you to it,
Yes.
were you told whose vehicle it is?
Yes.
And? Are you able to tell us whose vehicle it was?
Yes, I'll be able to tell you.
Yes.
Yes, because in that time, later afterwards, I had an interaction with Mr. Lehasha Moloi, and then he indicated to me that is his big BMW.
And you took the details of the vehicle?
The
registration number of the vehicle?
Yeah, we've got registration number of that BMW. It can be furnished to the commissioner.
Thank you.
If needs be on a later stage.
Thank you.
Did you run its details through the relevant system to establish if it was indeed Mr. Muloi's vehicle?
No, Commissioner. No, at that stage, no. I'm not sure whether witness A afterwards, he did that here. He did that.
Thank you. Can you then continue with what you observed? You mentioned the A4 pages with specimen signatures. And what else?
That was the most of it, Commissioner. Yeah, we couldn't find anything further than that.
And what did you do about that, about what you had observed and found on the scene?
Some question documents were taken by witness A, but those A4 pages, that there were 3, they were collected by my other LSRC member, including all the ballistic exhibits that were found on the crime scenes, of which there were 2 pistols and 1 rifle with magazines and the bullets.
In paragraph 10, you also mentioned that photographs were taken of certain items. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and the photographs that were taken, would those have been of the exhibits that had been collected?
That's correct.
If we can then go to page 4 of your statement, at paragraph 11, you speak about an incident that caused your activities to be interrupted. Can you tell us what transpired?
While I was inside the house, busy assisting with my LSRC member in processing the crime scene, I was called by another member from the PKTT, who was a combat member, who was on the gate, to proceed to the gate. And on my arrival at the gate, I saw a group of people who were standing as the bystanders, as well as the members of the Hawks, of which I identify them by the golf t-shirts with the Hawks emblem, and with the 3 or 4 vehicles of the members of the Hawks as well, which were also got the Hawks emblem, and some vehicles were not marked, and some people were on civilian clothing, of which I couldn't know whether it would be the members of the Hawks or the members of the public.
And where were they?
They were just next to the main entrance, to the main gate.
Okay.
But on the outside.
Okay, not in the yard.
Not in the yard, yes.
And was the gate open?
No, the gate was closed.
And were you expecting the Hawks to be on the scene?
Not at all, Commissioner. I did not expect the presence of the Hawks on that operation.
Had your commander mentioned to you that when he briefed you on the operation that there may be other SAPS units that would be joining the operation?
No, he didn't make mention of that. He did not.
Okay. You then, at paragraph 11 of your statement, if I could ask you to just address the last 2 sentences of that paragraph where you speak about the importance of the operation and why the presence of the Hawks was concerning to you.
The presence of the Hawks were concerning to me because they came in numbers. They came in numbers, Commissioner, and I didn't expect them in that big number. And when I interacted with them, they were a bit aggressive and demanding answers, imposing questions to me up until I managed to speak directly, to interact directly with Captain Kruger, who was amongst them. But that it did not sit well with me, Commissioner, because why such a big number and in that attitude as well? Yes.
It's the second time your concern sounds like it was about the number and not so much the presence. Do I understand you to mean that if it was 1 or 2, you would not have been concerned or bothered?
Commissioner, if it was 1, maybe also ask the question in a friendly manner. Maybe it would have been settled well with me to give that explanation. But the way it happened, even the situation was not friendly at me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Ms. Ncube. I'm not sure that you've answered the question which was asked by Ms. Ncube maybe 2 or so minutes ago. She wanted you to explain the importance of why a takedown should not be interrupted by other people who are not part of the takedown. Do you want to answer the question directly?
Commissioner, that takedown was an official and legitimate takedown, seeing that there was a J50, of which he was signed by the magistrate. I think everything was official, so I wouldn't expect it to be disturbed or to be interfered with until the execution is completed. So to me, it was some like an interference because it was an important takedown operation based on the seriousness of the case that was alleged to be committed by the possible suspect that was supposed to be arrested.
May I refer you to the second last sentence of paragraph 11 and perhaps ask you to read that into the record. The sentence starting, it is important to understand.
It is important to understand that these operations are highly sensitive and dangerous. It is important for the team to know upfront who will be involved in the operation to avoid compromising the operation.
What might happen as a result of the sensitivity and dangerous nature of the takedown if unexpected people arrive?
For the unexpected people, Commissioner, for example, as it happened, in that incident, the highly security agents of the Hawks in that number, to me, it showed a disturbance.
Yes. Captain, where you say that it is important to understand these operations are highly sensitive and dangerous, what does it matter? You are involved in a highly sensitive, in what you describe as a highly sensitive and dangerous operation, and then members of the Hawks arrive that you didn't expect. What does it matter? What could happen? What is your concern about it?
Yeah, my concern is going to come back.
What could have happened? Let me ask it. Is it because you're concerned something might have happened because you are in a dangerous and sensitive operation and people that you didn't expect and that you don't know arrive? Are you concerned about, are you trying to convey what could have happened? And if so, can you tell us what you say could have happened with this kind of situation?
Anything could have happened. It would have gone out of proportion. That there's some unfriendly engagement, maybe that might result in having that confrontation, because this, on the other side, we've got police officers who are armed, and the other side, we've got the other state agents, highly state agent police officers who might be armed as well. So in between, there is no understanding. Anything could have gone out of proportion, and that's my explanation, Commissioner.
Now, when the members of the Hawks arrived and you say they were not friendly and maybe you also were not friendly, but you're conducting a legitimate operation, just looking at when they arrive, what is it in the scene that would have told them before you explain? Why should they have known that this was a legitimate operation? Were people in uniform? Your people, were they in uniform? What are the indicators to the Hawks that this is a legitimate operation?
Commissioner, the members of the combat, which included from TRT or NIU, at that stage they were wearing the bulletproofs, which were clearly marked SAPS. So that would be an indication to them that no, that, or else to trigger them, this might be possible police officers.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nobe.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi.
Let me ask you, the Hawks are part of SAPS, correct?
That is correct.
And you would think that whether you call it a division or a unit within SAPS,
Yes.
they should be able to identify other SAPS units when they see them.
That's correct.
I, as a lay person, may not be able to do that because I could suspect that, it is fake, or you're using equipment that does not belong to you, or uniform that does not belong to you. But I would expect somebody within SAPS to know that the next person is a SAPS official.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. You mentioned that there were members of the Hawks and you were able to identify them from the T-shirts with the Hawks emblem. How many, if you were to estimate, how many were there?
To me, Commissioner, if I cannot be exactly, I can be able to say the exact number, but there were between 6 and 8 members, between 6 and 8.
And then you also mentioned that there were members that had civilian clothing on. How were you able to identify them as being Hawks members if they were in civilian clothing?
For those who were on civilian clothing, it was difficult for me to say were they members of the Hawks or not. That's why I regarded them as a civilian, because they were on civilian clothing.
But
Okay.
You say, Captain, in paragraph 12, in the light of your answer, look at your paragraph 12, what you say about 3 people in civilian clothing. You say they were with individuals in Hawks T-shirts. You see where I'm reading?
Yes,
You say there were approximately 3 people who were in civilian clothing but were with Hawks were with the individuals in the Hawks T-shirts.
that's correct.
Yes. What are you saying about those 3 people? That you consider them to be members of the Hawks, or anyway, civilians who happen to be around Hawks?
Well, I'm not too sure. Even on that time, I was not too sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Because they didn't identify themselves to me.
But you also say that you observed 2 or 3 vehicles with the Hawks emblem.
That is correct, Commissioner.
So not even that gave you to understand that some of the people would be Hawks members.
No, that gave me an indication, Commissioner, that these are Hawks members.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
And these people that you identify as Hawks, the ones in T-shirts and anyone else, were they armed?
No, I couldn't see any of them carrying an arm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. You then say in paragraph 13 of your statement that you were approached by a white male at the gate who identified himself as Captain Kruger. Can you tell us about that interaction?
Oh, Commissioner, while I was there on the gate, amongst that group of members who were wearing golf T-shirts, and there was another white male who identified himself as Captain Kruger, but he was in a civilian clothing. And I also identified myself to him. But he was having, if not a diary, it was a notebook. And then he asked for my particulars, and I gave him my particulars, and he recorded on that time.
Did you tell him that you were from the PKTT?
That is correct.
Okay. And
Although you referred to it as the National Task Team, I think you say, or not? Or am I mistaken? Maybe I'm mistaken. You
no,
with
you're,
another
you're
witness.
correct, Chair. Yes, you're correct.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
You
Yes,
refer
yes.
to it as the National Task Team.
Yes, that's correct.
And you were still dealing with the engagement with Captain Kruger. Can I ask you to look at paragraph 14 of your statement on page 4? Do you have it?
That is correct.
Okay. You speak about that you introduced yourself to Captain Kruger, and you speak about something that happened while you were talking to him on page 5. Can you tell us about what happened while you were engaging with Captain Kruger?
While I was still talking to Captain Kruger, there's some individual of the Hawks, they came chipping in, asking questions. But I heard a noise that sounded to be the helicopter when I got distracted as well. And then when I looked, it was a helicopter of which I cannot confirm whether it was a SAPS helicopter or not. But it flew about in few circles, and also it flew away.
And this happened while you were still speaking to Captain Kruger.
That is correct.
Were you able to establish what the helicopter was doing in the vicinity?
At that time, I could not establish. I was not sure whether the helicopter was part of the Hawks, or it was from the flying police flying division also. So it was uncertain to me which one is which.
Okay, and then you, still in the same paragraph 15 on page 14 on page 5, you say that you were joined by other members from your team while you were engaging with Captain Kruger. Can you just tell us about that?
Oh, Commissioner, while I was still there with Captain Kruger, also asking questions about the operation and any papers that allows us to execute that operation. I was also joined by Witness A, as well with other members who were involved in that operation as well. But Witness A just gave an explanation. He took it further, giving explanation about the J50, which is warrant of arrest, of which the members of the Hawks, they wanted the copy, but Witness A took them further as well, that what is going to happen, but he showed them a copy of that J50.
And you also say in your statement that they asked for additional information regarding the operation. What was Witness A's response to that?
Commissioner, Witness A, his response was due to the nature and the sensitivity of the case, he cannot divulge any information to them because the matter is still under investigation.
Advocate Ngube, just a moment. Captain, you say you introduced yourself to Captain Kruger. I have difficulty with that because police officers don't just introduce themselves, they present credentials. Did you just say, oh, I'm Captain Wanda, I'm with PKTT? I'm assuming that there's some form of identification that you would have produced to show that you belong to a particular division or unit.
No, Commissioner, when Captain Kruger asked who I am, he first introduced himself as Captain Kruger from the Hawks. But he didn't show me his identity, which is a police card. Yes. And I also introduced myself as well, because he asked me, who are you? I'm Captain Wanda from the National Task Team, PKTT, which is based in Durban. And, but I also didn't show him my police card identity because he didn't ask about it. And then he was satisfied about that. And he further asked who is our project coordinator. I tell him that we are project coordinator is Lieutenant General Khumalo, of which that sat well to him as well with other members because they started to calm down as soon as I mentioned the name of Lieutenant General Khumalo. Then they started to connect the dots now that no, this might be real, this must be genuine. It can't be the bogus police officers who can maybe know about the high-ranking officer.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Captain Wanda, did the members of the Hawks tell you why they were there on the scene?
Yes, they did, Commissioner.
What did they tell you?
What they said they received or they were given an information that there are persons in that particular address who are impersonating to be police officers or to be bogus of police officers. So that is how they got activated.
And they were activated to do what?
To me, it can be two. It's either to come and confirm whether those are real policemen or to stop the operation.
Did they tell you why they were activated to come to the scene?
The commissioner is the reason they said they came to the operations because they were misinformed that there's an illegal operation with the possible bogus police officers that is taking place in that particular address.
And so were they there to verify if the operation was legitimate?
After the explanation from myself and witness A, and then they believed that the operation was legitimate.
Well, my question is a different one. When you were engaging with the members of the Hawks, did they tell you that they were there to verify that the operation was legitimate?
That was after, towards the end of the engagement, because when the engagement started, they were demanding answers.
And you suggest that there was an easier way for them to establish what they wanted to establish. And what do you say that was? That is towards the end of paragraph 15 of your statement.
Commissioner, in such an incident, if you've got a suspicion of illegal activity that happens within or at a specific address, a local police station policing that area is activated to go and verify and confirm whether what is happening, is it real or is it not real? But I would
But-
expect the members of the police in uniform, marked vehicles, to come and speak to us about the whole operation.
I'm not sure I follow that.
Yes.
Is there anything wrong with, say, other subs members, the Hawks, going to verify even if they are outside of the local police station? Is there anything legally wrong with that?
Well, Commissioner, they are the members of the South African Police Services at the end of the day. I'm not too sure how the message came to them, but they had to go there and verify and check. But
Let me-
on my surprise is the manner on which they came and their behavior.
Let me ask the question again.
Yes.
Would it be unlawful for other subs members who do not belong to the local police station to go to the address to do the verification?
No, it won't be unlawful, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Cap-
Chair.
Captain, you say after you said this is an operation that falls under Lieutenant General Khumalo, and he seemed to accept that and that it is a legitimate operation. Before that point, had Captain Kruger requested proof of identification that the people there are SAPS members?
No, Commissioner, he didn't ask the proof of identity.
Thank you. And second question, before the Hawks arrived on the scene, and it's just your team, and when I say your team, I mean everyone, including the investigating officer team, were there SAPS marked vehicles with the lot that was there before the Hawks arrived?
No, Commissioner, there
Were no marked vehicles.
There was no marked vehicles, yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. If we can go to, still on page 5 at paragraph 16, you have in fact dealt with this where you deal with the information that was requested by the Hawks members from witness A, and you say that he refused to disclose that information. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Then can we go to page 6 at paragraph 17? You deal with an incident while you were talking to Captain Kruger of somebody approaching you. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay, Commissioner, while I was still talking to Captain Kruger, interacting, a certain African male who was wearing a civilian clothing approached me and gave me a cell phone, of which it was on. But on the other side of that cell phone, there was a certain person who who identified to me as a brigadier. And he mentioned his name and surname, but I couldn't capture on that particular time. The only thing I concentrated, that was a brigadier, and he's a high-ranking officer, of which I had to show respect and listen to him, what he was saying. And the brigadier, he says no, he would like to apologize on behalf of the members of the Hawks, because they were given a wrong information. But he is in the office of the Lieutenant General Libya, but they are at Limpopo attending the Police Excellence Awards in that particular time. And then he further switched on the cell phone on video, of which he panned it sideways, and I could see the police officers in blue and the setup of the background of that area, that no, the brigadier is really in that specific functions for the awards. And then after I ended the call, I gave it back to that specific individual of whom we look as a civilian to me. And then the call ended there. And then, but Captain Kruger was just there next to me. He could listen because I didn't move. I just stood next to him while I was on the phone.
Thank you, Captain. If I can just take you back to the identity of the unknown African male. You say you don't recall if he identified himself to you or if you just don't remember his name. During the preparation of your evidence, I indicated to you that there's another witness that will be giving evidence, Captain Kruger, who had taken certain photographs on the scene on the day of various people that were on the scene. I had shown you some of the photographs, and you indicated to me that one of the individuals on that photograph is the person that you believe was the person that gave you the cell phone on that day. I'm going to ask you now if you can go to section 3, which is the statement of Captain Kruger, and if you can go to Annexure B5 on page, BK5 on page 21.
You must please remark these, Ms. Ngube, because I see in the statement they are referred to as BK.
Yes, Chair.
But the actual marking on the annexures themselves is B and then the number without the K.
Chair, if I can just say that the actual markings on the annexure is actually BK, which is my work product.
So it's your flag. It's your flag that says B without the K. It's all your flags.
I will say
B
it's,
without the K.
I will
So that's what I looked at, and I didn't even look at what appears at the top of each one of the annexures.
Yes,
I just
Chair.
looked at the B and the numeral.
Yes, Chair. If I can just clarify, what I meant is that the BK on the actual annexure is my work product.
Yes.
The B on the tags, I can't take ownership of that, Chair.
Okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
if I can then ask you to go to BK5, which is marked as B5 on the tag. Are you there on page 21?
That is correct.
Do you see the photograph there?
Yes, I do.
If I could just ask for it to be projected, please. Do you see the photograph has two gentlemen?
Yes, correct. I can see it clearly, Commissioner.
Can I ask you to look instead on your hard copy instead of on the screen?
Okay.
And can you identify for the commissioners the person that you think is the unknown male that gave you the cell phone for you to speak to the brigadier?
Okay, Commissioner, on that Annexure 5, Annexure BK5 photograph, is a person who is on the left wearing the T-shirt, who's folded his arms on the back.
So it's the shorter gentleman on the left with the dark T-shirt with his hands behind his back?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And you don't know the name of that person?
No, I don't know.
Okay. That evidence will be led by Captain Kruger, Chair.
And Captain, you say this is the man that brought the cell phone to you.
According to my recollection, Commissioner.
And on that cell phone, you say you spoke to the brigadier. Now you know it's Brigadier Mkhwanazi.
That is correct,
On this
Commissioner.
gentleman's phone.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Do you have any knowledge whether this person that you've just pointed out here, whether that person is a member of the Hawks?
No, I do not have any knowledge. I do not bear any knowledge, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. And then, if I can just deal with another aspect of the evidence that you just gave, as Commissioner Baloy indicated, you now know that it was Brigadier Mkhwanazi that was on the phone with you, but you didn't know that at the time. You couldn't recall his surname at the time.
That's correct.
Okay. And can you just, for the record, tell the commissioners how you now know that it is Brigadier Mkhwanazi?
Okay, I was informed by the evidence leader, Commissioner, that the person of whom I speak with him on that particular day on the phone is Brigadier Lisaba Joseph Mkhwanazi.
Thank you. And if I can just explain to the commissioners that Brigadier Mkhwanazi will be the second witness to give evidence who confirms that he spoke to Captain Wanda on the phone on that day and refers to the video call showing that he was at an awards ceremony. So it is the same person. And if there's a third aspect that I want to clarify, it is insignificant, but just for consistency. When Brigadier Mkhwanazi gives his evidence, his evidence will be that he told you that the Excellence Awards was being held in Pretoria and not in Limpopo. You say that it's in Limpopo. Do you want to just tell us why you are adamant that it was there? Because when I addressed it with you, you said that you were adamant that he said it was Limpopo.
Okay, Commissioner, that's what he told me on the phone. It sat well in my mind.
Okay, thank you.
That's what he told me.
Isn't there a possibility that you might be mistaken? Because I just do not see why he would not give you the correct location. That was something that could be established quite easily, and I do not see why he would have been cagey about something like that.
Yes.
Can't you possibly be making a mistake?
If he comes with a different version, Commissioner, that one I cannot dispute it, because a cell phone, a person can say, I'm here in this premises, but he's on the other side. But that can be established. There are many ways and means that can be established. That phone, where at that particular time where he made it, what was his location specifically?
Thank you, Chair.
So one last question from me, Captain. Did Captain Kruger and/or Brigadier Mkhwanazi tell you who informed them about your operation, that you were at the scene?
No, they didn't.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. You say on page 7 of your statement, it's still paragraph 19, when you deal with Brigadier Mkhwanazi showing you the video of the other police officers at the Excellence Awards. Do you know why he did that? Why he was showing you the video? Did he tell you?
When he said that, he said, Captain, we are not around in Gauteng. Let me show you the video, because we are attending the SAPS Police Excellence Awards in Limpopo. That is where he switched it on the video call, and then pan it around just to show me the background and the activity of that particular day.
Thank you, Captain. Now, at paragraph 20 of your statement, you say that after your call, the members of the Walks left. When you were speaking to Brigadier Mkhwanazi, did he indicate to you that he would instruct his guys to leave, or were they already in the process of leaving while you were on the phone with him?
After that, Commissioner, they just left. I'm not too sure whether there was an indication from their side that they must leave or not, but they just quietly left.
Okay, and was that everyone that was from the Hawks, so the entire contingent, left?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Then at paragraph 21 on page 7, are you there?
That's correct.
You speak about what happened after your call with Brigadier Mkhwanazi and the members of the Hawks left. Can you tell us what happened when you went back into the scene?
After that interaction, Commissioner, with the members of the Hawks, and then I walked back towards the house. Before I enter the back entrance, Mr. Lehasha Moloi was just seated there, but guarded by combat members. And he asked me an excuse, of which I attended to him. That's where he started to interacting with me. He has the service of the water and the service of the cigarette. I then called the eldest son of Mr. Katiso Molefe to come and assist, of which he organized water and the cigarette, and it was served by it was served by the eldest son of Mr. Molefe. And then when he was done, before I left him, he asked me a question that, Captain, what is going to happen now? Because the arrested person is the friend of the honorable, or of the Minister of Police. And then I asked him, he said, because he's a friend of the minister. I said, who is that minister? He said, the Minister of Police. I said, Honorable Senzo Mkhunu, and then he said, yes. And I then explained to him just a standard procedure if a person is arrested, that no, we are still in a crime scene, crime scene is in a process. After we have done here, the suspect will be taken to a police station where will be processed and formally charged. But the family members will be informed about where the suspect will be taken to, of which will be done by the investigating officer in that particular case which has witness A. And then I said, after that, other than that, witness A will deal with other matters.
Did you not inquire from him what was the significance of him telling you that the arrested person is a friend to the Minister of Police?
No, I didn't inquire to him, Commissioner.
Why not?
I took it on a lighter note, Commissioner, because I didn't know Mr. Molefe. What he was saying for me, it was just to listen, because friends are friends. That's what came to me. If they are friends, and then I'm not interested in that, I could not dig any further, colleagues.
Just so we are clear and there's no confusion.
Yes.
This conversation is happening between you and Mr. Lehasa Moloi, not with Mr. Molefe.
No, Mr. Mohasa Moloi, yes. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. If we can then go to page 8 of your statement at paragraph 23, I think you then said you explained the process to Mr. Moloi regarding what would happen after the operation. And then at paragraph, you say you went back into the house at paragraph 24. After you processed the scene, where did you go to?
After the scene was successfully processed, and I left with the other members of who were part of that planned operation. I think two addresses, one in Soweto and one in Sentin, but they were going to look for the other suspect who was also allegedly to be involved in the blend down operation.
And who was that person? Who was the other suspect?
I was later told that was Lucky Molefe, yes, but I didn't know by then. But when we got there, I could not get involved. I just stayed in the car because there were no activity that required my expertise on that time.
And why do you say that your expertise was not needed at that time? Were they able to find Mr. Molefe, Mr. Lucky Molefe?
No, he was still at large. At that stage, he was not found.
Then if we can go to the next topic in your statement, which is actually the last topic, it's possible interference. Sorry.
Before you do that, Ms. Nube, just to take you back to the discussion with the conversation with General Mkwe, with Brigadier Mkhwanazi, and you say he then, I think at page 7, paragraph 20, this is where, paragraph 19 rather, where he pens his cell phone to show you the room in which he is, and then you say, I do not recall why he specifically informed me that he was with General Libya. You see where I am?
Commissioner's page?
Right at the top of page 7. You say, at the top of page 7 in your statement, you say, I do not recall why he specifically informed me that he was with General Libya. You see where I'm reading?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Now, before he said this to you, before Mr. Mkhwanazi, Brigadier Mkhwanazi told you this, had Captain Kruger mentioned to you that someone had said that General Libya is at the house with you in the operation?
No.
Was this the first time
That was
you
the
had
first time.
anything about the mentioning of General Libya?
No, not at all.
No. So let me repeat my question. When the brigadier
Yes.
tells you that he was with General Libya, this was the first time you had a mention of General Libya.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nube.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Can we then go back to your statement at page 8, paragraph 25, where you start off with your topic on possible interference? Before you deal with the content of those paragraphs, can you tell the commissioners why you refer to it as possible interference and not interference? Why is it possible interference?
Commissioner, I've been to planned operations while I was still before I was deployed at National Task Team in my district, King Ejau district in KwaZulu-Natal, as well as the other operations that I was also part of it that took place in East London, in Eastern Cape, where I went to 4 addresses in East London, as well as in 2 addresses in Alice. But I didn't experience any interference from any other police agency.
Yes, my question is, why do you refer to it as being possible interference? That suggests that you are not sure whether it was actually interference, as opposed to saying that you are convinced that it was interference. Why is there a doubt about it?
Firstly, Commissioner, as I alluded earlier on, that the local police stations would have been activated to come and verify whether is it illegal operations or not illegal operations. And why such a big team from the Hawks? As the Commissioner have said, that maybe one member with a good attitude as well. So the attitude and their presence was concerning to me, Commissioner. I've never experienced the interference in my career as well, colleagues. And I then give them the benefit of doubt. That did not sit well with me during their presence.
Just a quick question. Do you know whether they came from Johannesburg or Pretoria, the Hawks that were present on the scene? Did you know where they came from?
No, Commissioner, I'll be lying. I don't know.
And when you refer to their attitude, are you referring to your statement that they were unfriendly?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Would you accept that you too were unfriendly? I'm asking this because, is it Captain Kruger? What's his rank?
It's Captain Kruger, Chair.
Yes. I'm asking because Captain Kruger actually admits that they, the Hawks people, were unfriendly, but that you too were unfriendly. Would you admit that you too were unfriendly?
Commissioner, I don't know prior that because when I was called, they were already stopped by the members of the combat by the gate. So I don't know how that interaction go. How did it go? Because the other member of the combat, the way he came to me, he was very, very in a hurry that I must quickly rush to the gate. Because I happened to be a senior person in that operation to address the situation. So before that, I don't know. But when I got there, yes, they were unfriendly to me because they were asking the questions, demanding the questions, not even allowing me to give the chance until Captain Kruger, I must be genuine, Commissioner, he was calm and friendly. Because he was recording, he wanted the facts and all those things in a nice and a formal way, you see. But I was responding to him as well in a very respectful way. But I cannot speak on behalf of other members.
So if he was calm and friendly, who were unfriendly?
I wouldn't know, Commissioner.
On his side, on his side.
On his side, it was some of the members of the Hawks.
All right, thank you. Yes, Mr.
Thank you, Chair. So you and Captain Kruger weren't unfriendly, but everyone else seemed to be unfriendly towards each other. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Thank you, Captain Wanda. Chair, that is the evidence of this witness, unless there's anything further from the commissioners.
Yes, may I? Captain, the heading of this section is possible interference, and Ms. Sigals-Ngube asked you why do you seem to be unsure. Looking at your paragraph 26, you speak more firmly that what happened with the Hawks constituted an interference. Do you want to explain that? Just explain what you've said in this paragraph, or even read it into the record.
Okay, let me read it to the record, Commissioner, then I'll also elaborate on that.
Yes.
As a police officer, I gave other police officers a doubt of other officers a benefit of a doubt because...
Sorry, Captain, you're reading the incorrect paragraph, 26 on page 9.
26.
Yes.
On page 9.
My apology, Commissioner. In my view, The conduct of the Hawks constituted interference or disturbance with the legitimate takedown operation in circumstances where there was no basis for their presence at the scene. It was also very concerning to me that the questions they were asking and their attitude towards us seemed to be consistent with that of the team looking to interfere in our operations as opposed to verifying if we were SAPS members.
You said you will explain more
Yes.
this paragraph. Do you want to add anything onto what you've said here?
But the whole paragraph is just summarizes itself, Commissioner. I'll be repeating the same thing.
So am I correct, and that's what the words say in the paragraph, that you considered that just the mere presence of the Hawks where you're conducting a legitimate operation, that just their mere presence was to interfere with the operation? Am I
That-
correct to understand it that way?
Yeah, that is correct, Commissioner, because we had to stop processing and attend to them. By that itself, that was a disturbance or interference.
And you said Captain Kruger was in civilian clothes.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gals.
Paragraph 16 of your statement, Captain, you did not deal with it, and it concerns me. You say in paragraph 16, witness A informed them being the members of the Hawks, that the operation was legitimate. When the members of the Hawks asked for details about the operation, including who we were arresting and the case number, witness A refused to disclose this information and indicated that it was not necessary for them to know these details. Did it not concern you that after you had identified yourselves as members of the SAPS, they still wanted to know the details of the operation, who was being arrested, the case number, disclosure of all that information?
It raised a concern, Commissioner.
And what is that concern?
It raised a concern because that was a sensitive issue that we were dealing with. So most of the information could not be divulged to any other person, even though it could be police officers. Yes.
And why is that? Why can you not disclose it to other
The matter
police
was still under investigation, Commissioner. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Chair, may we take the tea adjournment 3 minutes earlier so that I can get the next witness ready, which
And,
will be Brigadier Mkhwanazi. He is here already.
Will you be ready at 11:15?
We will, Chair. He's already here.
Let's adjourn and resume at 11:15.
Thank you.
Good morning again. We're ready to start. Please make sure that your phones are off. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Ncube.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the next witness is Brigadier Mkhwanazi, and his statement appears in section 2 of the bundle. And Brigadier Mkhwanazi has also decided to be sworn in.
Good morning, Brigadier.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, can you just give us your full name for the record?
Lesiba Joseph Mkhwanazi.
Can I ask you to go to, if you look at the file in front of you, there should be a file divider that with the number 2. It's got section 2. Your statement should appear there, and if you can confirm on page 4 of that section that that is your signature on page 4.
I confirm, Commissioner, it's my signature.
And do you confirm that the statement that appears at page 1 to 4 of section 2 is the statement prepared for purposes of giving evidence at this commission?
I confirm, Commissioner.
And do you confirm that the contents of the statement are true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I confirm, Commissioner.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier. Brigadier, if we can start at page 1 of your statement, paragraph 1. It's an introduction. If I could ask you to just give us a brief background of your service within the SAPS, when it started and when you became a brigadier as well.
Thank you, Commissioners. I started my career in the South African Police Service in 1991. I started at the former unit that we had before, that was called Stability Unit, Stability Riot Unit 19, which was situated in Roslyn. And then I left the unit in 1997 to pursue my career at the task team in Joburg at the province office until in 2001. In 2001, I joined a unit called Serious Violent Crime Unit in Pretoria that was situated in Fisagi Street. And then in 2007, the unit was closed down. Then I joined a new unit that was formed in that day in 2007 called High Tech Project Center. And then I worked at High Tech Project Center until 2010, when that unit, High Tech Project Center, was incorporated into Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation in 2010 in April. And then I started working at Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, April 2010, and then under the operational office. Till to date, I'm still in the operational office.
And what is your current position within the Hawks?
Currently, I'm the section head at the level of the brigadier in the operational office of the DPCI called Tactical Operation Management Section.
Can you
I've
just...
been promoted to the position of a brigadier on the 5th December 2024.
And can you just briefly tell us what being the section head within the Tactical Operations Management Section entails?
As a section head of TOM's Tactical Operation Management Section, I am running an operational office that is giving a backup on all the units within the directorate, assisting them on the takedown operations, assisting the directorate's investigators to track and trace most wanted suspects and most wanted fugitives, high-profile suspect. Within my mandate, I'm also having a mandate of escorting high-profile suspects to and from court, and the protection of the directorate investigators when they are attending court. And lastly, escorting of consignments within the directorate to and from the offices to either ballistics or forensics, and then escort them back to their offices.
Thank you, Brigadier. For reasons that will become relevant later, could you just tell us what is your nickname within the force?
Thank you, Commissioners. My nickname is Nhlanhla within the SAPS system. That's the name that I earned in 1991 when I arrived at the riot unit. I was still a young 21-year-old boy with a tiny body. Then when I arrived there, there was the late General Maleka. By then he was a Captain Maleka. And then when he saw me in that camouflage uniform, asked me my name, and from there said to me, "From now on you are Nhlanhla." And then that's the reason that the name that I grew up with within the cycle of SAPS organization till today, and then I'm looking forward to retire with that name.
Thank you for mentioning the nickname, because I think I saw it somewhere, maybe in the annexures. I did see reference to Nhlanhla, so now we know who that is.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, if we can then go to paragraph 2 of your statement, which you kick off with the events of the 6th of December 2024. Now, you mentioned that you were promoted to the rank of brigadier the day before.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Can you tell us what transpired on the 6th of December 2024?
Thanks a lot, Commissioners. I confirm that I was promoted the day before. And then to my surprise, I didn't know that the incident the next day, starting to work as a brigadier, then I will have a date to recall to come to the Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. On the day in question, Commissioner, the DPCI was held in the National Excellency Awards that were held at Boerdeberg, it's around Pretoria East. And then while I was there, before the events get hot, I received a call from my divisional commissioner, which is Lieutenant General Dumisani Patrick Mboto. I'm reporting direct to the divisional commissioner. And then he said to me he was approached by our former national head, Lieutenant General Libya, to inquire if our operational team has been deployed around Gauteng. And then I said to the divisional commissioner, no, Lieutenant General Dumisani Mboto, my team has not been deployed around that site. And he said to me, the national head, Lieutenant General Libya, just received a call to say there are allegations that there's members alleging to be from the Hawks at a certain shared address in Sandhurst in Joburg. And then they are also alleging that they are with Lieutenant General Libya on the said premises, and then they wanted to enter the premises and search the premises. Then Lieutenant General Mboto instructed me to go and verify who are those members at that address. I was given that address, though I didn't know who was the owner of the said house. And then I contacted two of my operational members, of which is Captain Kruger and Constable Digovea.
Sorry, Brigadier, can I just interject there? When you received the call from General Mboto, in your statement you say that he said he was with General Labia at the time when General Labia received the call. Is that correct?
That's correct, Worship. I was also within the vicinity of the Excellency Awards.
Because you were all at the same event.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And then you refer to the address.
You say, sorry, just for clarity, you say vicinity. Do you mean you are not at the exact same place where Generals Mboto and Libya were? You were somewhere close to where they were.
To clarify, Commissioner, I was also the attendee on the National Awards, but I was not sitting exactly next to them.
You were at the same venue?
Correct, Commissioner.
Oh, but not next to them?
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. And then you mentioned the address that you were asked to go and verify if the operations were being undertaken there. Can you confirm what you know today, who that address belongs to?
Thank you, Commissioner. I am aware today that address or that house belonged to Mr. Katiso Molefe.
And at what point did General Mboto give you the exact address? Was it during the call or did he send you a message with the address?
Commissioner, as I recall, he sent me the message, WhatsApp message for that address.
Okay. You then say that you contacted Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea.
That's correct.
And who are they?
Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea are one of my operational team members. And then just to add on that, for me to send the two, I in fact contacted Captain Kruger. His crew at the office is Constable de Gavea.
Okay. And what did you instruct them to do?
Thank you, Commissioner. I indicated to them to say, I just received an information from our DIFCOM, General Mpoto, to say on the said address that I forwarded them via WhatsApp, there's an information that there are police officers there that are claiming, that are alleging are from the Hawks, and then they are with our national head there, want an entry and then to search the premises. And then the two members, they did also, or they were aware that we are at the National Awards ceremony. So go and verify on that address who are those members that are there. Why? Because we are sitting with the national head here. And indeed, they proceeded to the address, Commissioner.
Now, can I just ask you about the call that you had with Captain Kruger? Captain Kruger has also submitted a statement to the Commission, and according to him, he had given you a certain indication that he was not in a position to attend to the scene that you had asked him to go to. Do you recall what his response to you was when you instructed him to go to the house in Sandhurst?
Commissioner, I missed the first or the second or the third word from your side when you started your question.
Can you tell us what Captain Kruger's response was to you when you instructed him to go to the house?
Correct, Commissioner. When I tasked him, With my idea was to say I was testing him knowing that he's a member within around Eastern Joburg side, but then they were from another operation, which was, if I recall well, was in Rustenburg, and then they will try their best to rush to the set address.
I didn't hear the last thing you said, and they were what?
They promised me, Commissioner, to rush to the set address where I instructed them to visit.
All right.
Okay, Brigadier, according to Captain Kruger, he indicated to you that he would not be in a position to go to the address because they were already in Pretoria North. It was Friday afternoon and the traffic was hectic, being a Friday afternoon. And he also indicated that they don't have a vehicle with a blue light or a siren in order to navigate the traffic, and that the tires of the vehicle was not in a good condition for them to make the journey to that address. Do you recall that interaction with Captain Kruger at all?
Thank you, Commissioner. What I recall, it was a peak hour time that day. And then what I can recall was that he did indicate the issue of the car that they are driving, that it's an old car that doesn't have blue lights or siren with it. And then my response to him was to push as much as you can to the address. And then he never indicated, I don't recall indicating to me that he is in Pretoria North.
Okay. And according to Captain Kruger, you said to him that he must turn around and go there immediately. Do you recall saying that to him?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Well, Captain Kruger also says he told you that they were on their way to another operation outside of Gauteng.
Commissioner, they were coming from another operation. I can
No,
confirm.
his statement is he told you they are on their way to an operation outside of Gauteng and they are waiting for a colleague to come and pick them up. And you said he must still come to Sandhurst anyway.
I don't recall that, Commissioner.
So he's not telling the truth.
The
when
only
he says
thing that I can confirm, I was aware that in that morning they did have an operation, Commissioner.
So in his statement where he says he told you that they were on their way to an operation outside Gauteng, your firm position is that did not happen. He didn't tell you that.
Not to my knowledge, Commissioner.
Not to your knowledge or not to your recollection.
Not to my recollection, point of correction, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair.
But if it's not to your recollection, it means you can't dispute it. If he firmly says he told you that because you just don't recall it. But if he firmly says, as he has done in the statement, if he firmly says that he told you that, you are not in a position to say it did not happen because you don't remember.
That's correct, Worship. The only thing that I'm confirming was I was aware there was an operation on that day from my team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Brigadier, I'm trying to understand what your instruction to Captain Kruger was, because as I understand the instruction to you from General Mboto, and that's paragraph 3 of your statement on page 2. The instruction is that you must verify if there are legitimate Hawks members at that address. Was that the instruction to you?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Yes. But then your instruction to Captain Kruger is different from that, because you then instruct Captain Kruger, that's paragraph 4, to go to the address and verify if it was indeed a legitimate operation.
That's correct,
So
Commissioner.
it's no longer about are there Hawks people at the premises. What you are instructing Kruger to do is to go check if there is a legitimate operation there.
That's correct, Commissioner. To me, when the DIFCOM General Mboto gave me instruction, he clarified everything to say members there, alleging from the Hawks, and then alleging to be with our national head, General Levia. But when I instructed the member, I said them to go to the address to go and verify who are those members that are there and to confirm if it's a legit police operation.
And seeing that you were in Pretoria and Captain Kruger was not in Sandton or Sandhurst, why could you not? Because if somebody is impersonating the Hawks are part of the SAPS. Why couldn't you call the police station in Sandton to say, can you please go to the address and find out what is happening? Why did it have to be the Hawks that go there?
Thank you, Commissioner. The reason for sending Captain Kruger and Constable Digovea, they are my team members of the operational office within the DPCI. When instructions came, our divisional commissioner knows that I'm running an operational team that is running around all the 9 provinces. And then he did know that on that point in time when he instructed me, I having members on the ground.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm saying the last word, what I said is that when he instructed me, he was aware that I had the members on the ground operationally.
On the ground where?
Around Gauteng province.
Yes, but Gauteng province is a big province. My question is, if you wanted to know if there's a police operation in Sandhurst, why did you not call the police station in Sandton to verify that? Why did you have to call the Hawks who are all over Gauteng to go to the address?
Thank you, Commissioner. When he called me, I think according to me, he did know that I've got a team that is movable at any time. And then allegation of the Hawks members with the national head. When it came to me, then I have to dispatch my members to go and verify. Because even if they arrive at the scene, it will be easy for them to can identify the Hawks members if they arrive at the scene.
I think the substance or essence of the question is this. You are told by Captain Kruger that I am in Pretoria. I am driving a motor vehicle that does not have a siren, does not have, did it have blue lamps? Does not have blue lights. And the tires are almost gone, and it is the rush hour or peak hour. So, and you have confirmed all those. Now, that must have told you that it would take Captain Kruger and Constable de Gouveia a long time to get to the Sandhurst address. So the substance of the question is this. Under those circumstances, why is it that you did not get hold of, say, for example, the police station in Sandton? Could have been any other close police station. Why did you not get hold of that police station for members from that police station to go to the address at Sandhurst? Can you please respond in a clear manner now?
Thank you, my Commissioner. When that question came to me, Commissioner, I did confirm that Captain Kruger did indicate the condition of the car, but according to me, I don't recall him stating to me that it's in Pretoria North. That's point number one. And then point number two, the reason for contacting him is that I am aware that they are residing around East Rand and Joburg side. And then for me not engaging the SAPS, following the instruction that is coming from the DEFCON, he said to me, go and verify. And for me to explore the instruction from the DEFCON, I relied on the capacity, human capacity that I'm having within my office on the operational team.
Did you try to establish from Captain Kruger what the relevance of the issue around the condition of his car was? Why would he have mentioned that? Was it not because he was saying, I will take too long to get there? Did you not try to establish why he was telling you about his car?
Thank you, Commissioner. I did not. That's what I'm saying in my mind. When I dispatched him, I know that he was from that area, around Eastern Joburg. And then if they, although with that car in that condition.
Did you assume or did you know for a fact where he was?
I assumed, Commissioner, that he's that side, since well he's residing that side.
Why would that be so? Could he not have been anywhere? Could he not have been anywhere? Why did you make that assumption?
Thank you, Commissioner. I make the assumption as I presented before the Commission to say the team had an operation in that morning. And then on that time in the afternoon, I had that assumption that everything has been done on the earlier operation and those guys there have to be around that area of Joburg and Eastern.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Brigadier, if I can just take you back to paragraph 3 of your statement where you mention that it was not unusual for individuals to pretend that they were members of the Hawks. Can you just elaborate on that and whether that played a role in your decision to deploy a team?
Thank you, Commissioner. Within my daily duties, I did previously encounter situations where members used to impersonate the Hawks members. We have several cases where at some we were successfully managed to arrest some of those members, particularly on the cases that I recall. If I'm correct, I'm speaking to the point of correction, but 3 that was arrested were used to call themselves Captain Nhlanhla from the DPCI, and then 4 of those members used to present themselves as Colonel Nhlanhla from the DPCI. So the issue of the bogus corps or impersonating public members to be members of the Hawks, I did have already that experience and few cases to prove that we have such individuals running around impersonating the Hawks members.
In those cases where you say you have arrested people for impersonating the Hawks, where would you have found these suspects or these people that you arrest? Where do you find them? Did you find them at the scene where they were impersonating the Hawks, the people that you speak of?
Thank you, Commissioner. In 2 of the cases where I managed to come into contact with the suspect, that was the incident where the 2 called a victim to a certain point, alleging to be the members of the Hawks, and then the victim managed to arrive at the meeting point, and then we arrested those guys there. And then one of them was having a fake appointment certificate. Why? Because it was black in color, having his face, and then all over it was Hawks emblem. And then on the second instance, we arrested 2 officers from crime intelligence that were running with criminals. We arrested them in Mamelodi, Nel Mafias area. After coming to the meeting point with the victim, only to pick us up, and then a chase ensued until we managed to arrest them at Nel Mafias in Mamelodi. The male officer was wearing a white Hawks t-shirt, and then the lady was just in a normal civilian dress, and then all of them alleged to be from the Hawks.
And have any of them, those cases that you're talking about, been reported to you as legitimate or as bogus, rather, let me ask, as bogus hoax operations where you've arrested these people?
Yes, Commissioner, all of them, they were in the middle of an operation or in the middle of meeting a victim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Brigadier. Can I just ask you, regarding your call with General Mboto, did he tell you who had called General Libya with the information that there were bogus hawks impersonators on the scene? Did he tell you who had called General Libya?
Commissioner, no, he never indicated to me who called our former national head.
Now,
When he said, I'm sorry, Ms. Nube. When General Mboto said to you or asked you to verify if there are members deployed around Johannesburg, he's the one that sent you to that address, you say, to Sandhurst.
Correct, Commissioner, he is the one who gave me that instruction to go and verify.
And did he say to you whether this was whether or not this was at the instruction of General Libya?
No, never indicated, he just gave me, I took instruction from him.
So you understood it to be an instruction from him?
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Then, if I can return to paragraph 4 of your statement on page 2, where you had indicated that you called Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea and instructed them to go to the address. You say that you sent the address in Sandhurst to Captain Kruger. Is that correct, via WhatsApp?
That's correct, Commissioner.
If I can just refer you to Captain Kruger's statement, it is in section 3 in the file in front of you, and it's annexure BK1, but the tag is labeled B1. If you can go to that annexure and confirm that this is a screenshot of the WhatsApp that you had sent to him. I'll just project it as well, the redacted version.
B1.
Yes. Do you confirm that that was your WhatsApp message to Captain Kruger at BK1, page 1, and that it contained the address of Mr. Katiso Molefe?
I can confirm, Commissioner.
And that you sent that message on the 6th of December 2024 at 15:57?
I can confirm, Commissioner.
Now, it's a forwarded message. Is this because you were forwarding the message that General Mboto had sent to you? You just forwarded it on to, did you just forward it on to Captain Kruger?
Commissioner, that's the message that was, the address was coming from General Mboto, of which I forwarded to Captain Kruger.
Thank you. Captain Kruger says that you also forwarded another screenshot to him, which was a motor vehicle registration report for a specific vehicle, and he said it was an Audi. Do you recall forwarding that to him as well?
Correct, Commissioner. I do recall.
And if we look at the BK1, we can't see the downloaded message, but do you confirm that that is what you had forwarded to him? And if you go to page 2 of that same annexure, you will see what he says was the printout that was sent to him.
That's correct, Commissioner, I can say it.
Can you tell us why you were forwarding the details of this Audi to him?
Thank you, Commissioner. This Audi, when after receiving the address at Sandhurst, There was a number plate that was given of one of the cars that were within that premises. So if you look at the picture itself, that blue picture, that's the system that we normally use to test vehicles while we are on duty. We had that system within our phones to say, if I get a registration number, I can just go to that app and then test the car, and then it will give me the result. That's the result that we got of one of the cars that were within the premises.
Now, you say it was given to you, the registration details were given to you by whom?
By General Mboto.
And did he say who had given it to him? Did General Mboto tell you who had given that registration details to him?
Thank you, Commissioner. I never indicated to him who gave him the registration number, but with my assumption, I assume that it's coming from the national head. Why? Because the national head is the one who was contacted from the address.
So you didn't know what the relevance of that registration number was when you received it?
There was an indication, Commissioner, to say it's one of the cars that are within that address.
That's at the scene of the Sandhurst address?
That's correct, Commissioner.
When and how did General Mboto tell you that? Because it's not in your statement. You don't tell us in the statement why he gave you the details of this vehicle. You also don't tell us what you did with it.
That's correct, Commissioner. I didn't mention it on my statement, of which I will admit to be the omission, to say conversation between me and Captain Kruger via WhatsApp.
I'm asking about the conversation with General Mboto, where he tells you, you are telling us now, that he told you this is a vehicle that is on the scene that you are going to. That's not contained in your statement. It's not in the WhatsApp messages or in the phone messages attached to General Kruger's, to Captain Kruger's statement. Why is that? Where is that communication?
Thank you, Commissioner. I will accept as an omission on my statement. I omitted it on my statement, Commissioner.
It is an important omission because you get the details of a motor vehicle, you forward that detail to somebody else, and there is no record of why this motor vehicle was relevant. Why did you need to know? And all you're telling us now is you were told it's on the premises. Doing what? What did General Mboto say about this vehicle being on the premises? Why did it matter that you should know about it? Surely you must have asked that question.
Yes, sir, Commissioner. That's why I'm admitting it's my mistake not to include it on my statement.
You did ask the question, why are you giving me this information?
He did indicate, Commissioner, to me to say, there's one of the registration numbers that was identified to be at the address.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. And then, Brigadier, if you can go back to page 1 of B1, which is BK1. I just want to record the time that the vehicle registration information is sent. You'll recall that you forwarded the address at 15:57, but the time that you sent the vehicle registration details is at 16:24, so about a half an hour later. Had you had a further call with General Mboto between the time that you sent the address to Captain Kruger and the time that you sent the motor vehicle information?
Thanks, Commissioner. If I recall well, I did have conversation with General Mboto until the last communication when I gave him a feedback from the team that I sent that side. There was a communication.
And was it after one of those further communications that he had sent these details to you regarding the motor vehicle registration?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. In the message you also send, if you can look at page 1, you send a message that says also black X5. Where did you get that information from? Because it's not a forwarded message. It seems that it was something that you typed out.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's the confirmation that I was still having contact with General Mboto.
So General Mboto was sending you this information or communicating this information to you about what was being observed on the scene.
Correct, Commissioner. He was updating me about what they observing within the scene, and then with my assumption to say the person who was communicating with General Libya, communication General Libya, and then escalated down to DEFCOM. DEFCOM escalated down to me.
And then just,
What exactly did the General Mboto say about the Black X5?
Thank you, Commissioner. As I recall well, it was indicated also after the first vehicle was given in with the registration number. There was also indication that there was also a black X5 there that we couldn't, or that I was not given the registration number.
thank you, Brigadier. And then just to complete the message on that page 1, there is it says copied a brig. And that is from Captain Kruger. I think he was trying to communicate to you copied Brigadier, as in received.
That's how I'll assume it, Commissioner.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier. Now, we then get to paragraph 5 of your statement, and you speak about a further conversation with Captain Kruger. Can you tell us what transpired during that conversation?
Thank you, Commissioner. Captain Kruger, after arriving at the set address, he did call me to give me a feedback. And then he indicated to me to say, Brigadier, this is a legitimate police operation where I managed to meet with the team leader of the group running the operation by the name of Captain Nhlanhla. And then along our conversation, he also indicated to me to say, I'm with Captain Nhlanhla, do you wish to speak with him?
Okay, before we get to that conversation, can I just ask you, between the time that you had your first call with Captain Kruger and then this call when he contacts you to tell you he's at the scene, were there any other calls between the two of you during that period?
Yes, Commissioner, there were calls between me and Captain Kruger because I kept on checking on him, how far is he to the address.
And how many times would you estimate you called him during that period?
Yeah, Commissioner, I don't want to lie how many times, but I was keeping contact now and then with him.
When you have deployed, and I'm going to use the word deployed in this case, because you've sent Captain Kruger to go to the scene with Captain Dikovea.
Constable Dikovea.
Constable, I beg your pardon. Is it in the normal course when you've deployed people to a scene that you phone them constantly, asking them how far are you and wanting updates as they go along, proceeding to the scene and they get to the scene? Is that your protocol, your normal protocol?
Thank you, Commissioner. It is normal based on the operation that we'll be running, we used to have a planned operations that we will receive an information beforehand. We will have an ample time to can plan for that operation. And then it's normal again when we receive an emergency call from our superiors to say, this is happening, can you attend to it? And then on that instance, it's unplanned. And then when I dispatch members, I will constantly communicate with them so that I can also give feedback to my superiors.
Thank you.
Brigadier, at some point while you were having WhatsApp or telephone conversations with Captain Kruger, according to his statement, a WhatsApp group was created and you were joined and became part of that WhatsApp group. Is that correct?
Commissioner, what I can confirm is that even if he did open a chat group where he added me, what I can confirm is that I didn't participate on that chat group. Why? Because I constantly called him and then he was talking to me and then I didn't have much reason to participate on that chat group.
That bothers me because if you were interested in knowing whether there were Hawks people at the address in Sandhurst and you had sent him there, his reason for creating the WhatsApp group would be to attend to your instruction.
I agree that he will attending to my instruction, Commissioner, but what I can confirm is that direct communication with him was giving me a first-hand information. That is why I didn't participate on the WhatsApp group.
Yes. I'll tell you what bothers me with the WhatsApps. If you go to Annexure B3 on page 9, these are the WhatsApps now in the group. And around 1644 on that same day, there is a WhatsApp that says, this is a legitimate police operation. I will send you Ops Commander's number. And then by around 1652, the details are provided that this is a legal SAPS operation, counterintelligence task team appointed by General Khumalo. Lieutenant Khumalo is in charge. If you look at that timeline, this is 1652. Do you see that? On page 9. There's a tab B3.
Correct.
Are you there?
I can see it.
Sorry, Brigadier, are you there?
Yes,
On
I
page
can
9.
see it.
Do you see where I was reading from?
Yes, Commissioner, I see where you are reading page 9.
Yes. Now,
Intelligence task team appointed by General Khumalo.
yes.
Lieutenant Khumalo in charge.
So according to Kruger's statement, this is 10 minutes before he arrives at the Sandhurst address because he says, I arrived at 5 o'clock. So 10 minutes before, there is information on WhatsApp that this is a legitimate police operation and who is the commander responsible.
I can confirm I see the message, Commissioner, but I will still advise the Commission to say I never participated on this group chat. If the Commissioner can check on page 1 of BK1, the WhatsApp that I sent to Captain Kruger was direct from me to him, not on the group. So I never participated on the group chat that was run on the particular day, Commissioner.
Sorry, Brigadier, can I take you to page 7 of that same annexure? Are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
It's the one that says you added Brig Klenke. Do you see it? On page 7. At the bottom, you added Brig Clanky. This is the WhatsApp group that was created.
Yes.
And you've been added by Captain Kruger. Do you see that? And the next message is a message from you, which is the same motor vehicle information that you had sent Captain Kruger individually. If you go to page 8, it's a clearer picture of that same conversation.
Commissioner, if I'm getting you right, on page 7, you're speaking about the message of also a black
Yeah.
X5.
Go to page 8. Do you see the message that says you added Brig Clanky? Do you see that? That is Captain Kruger adding you to the group. Brigadier, do you see it?
I'm still checking. I see the one at the top, you added Chief George, and then Chief, let me see, where he added me. You can...
It's on page 8. I can get somebody to assist you if that will help.
If I'm correct, Commissioner, on page 8, is it the one that the first message that says you added Chief George?
Look at page 7. Do you see there are 2 in your hard copy? There's one on top, there's 2, it seems like it's 2 WhatsApps. It says you added Brig Clanky.
Correct.
The lower one says you added Brig Clanky, and then there's a message from Brig Clanky with the information, the motor vehicle information that you had sent to Captain Kruger individually earlier on. This is now at 16:34 when this is sent
I can see it.
by you in the WhatsApp group.
I can see it, Commissioner.
So when you said earlier that you didn't participate in that WhatsApp group, that wasn't accurate.
Commissioner, I still confirm that I didn't take part on this group chat. And then the message that I'm seeing from me, I don't know what it was. It's screenshot and posted to the group, copy and paste to the group.
Can you go to page 11?
May I, Ms. Ngube, refer you to paragraph 8 at page 3 of Captain Kruger's statement. He seems to be saying that he is the one who sent what you are referring to the group, which suggests that it was not the brigadier who sent these to the group.
Chair, just a point of correction.
Yes.
He sent it earlier on, Captain Kruger. If Chair can look at page 6.
Yes.
What Captain Kruger is referring to is the forwarding that he does on page 6 when he starts the WhatsApp group. At the bottom of page 6, you've got the address, and then there's that motor vehicle blue picture that we see, which is a downloaded, and then it says also black X5s. Those are forwarded messages. He's forwarding those messages that he received from Brigadier Mkhwanazi. He's forwarding it to the group that he's created. That's at 16:30. He then adds Brigadier Mkhwanazi later at 16:32 on page 7. And once he's added Brigadier Clanky, which is Brigadier Mkhwanazi on page 7, Brigadier Mkhwanazi, which is Brig Clanky, sends those same messages again because he wouldn't have been privy to the forwarded messages earlier because he wasn't part of the group at that point.
And who forwards at that stage?
It's not a forwarded message, it's actually sent into the group by what I'm suggesting to the brigadier, it's him. Because you can see it's not a forwarded message, it is a message with his name on, and you can see even at the bottom where it says also Black X5, it's not a forwarded message, it's a message that he is inserting into the chat, so effectively typing it in that chat.
Okay, let's say, I just want to see where exactly the brigadier is added to the group in relation to what appears at the beginning of paragraph 8. Where in relation to that is the brigadier added to the group?
The brigadier is added after the WhatsApp messages, the WhatsApp group is created, and after the initial address and the motor vehicle information and the also X5 messages are forwarded by Captain Kruger that he received from Brigadier Mkhwanazi. He's now forwarding it into the WhatsApp group that he created at 16:30, and that you will see on page 6 of BK3. On BK3, page 7, the bottom one, he's added Brigadier Klenki at just after 16:32, because you can see the last message before he adds says Halo radios on 16:32. He then adds Brigadier Klenki. Brigadier Klenki sends that same message, which is the vehicle information and the also Black X5 information into the group, because he wouldn't have known that it was already put into the group because he wasn't in the group at the time when it was initially forwarded by Captain Kruger into the group.
All right, thank you. Do you want to clear all of this with the witness then?
Thank you, Chair. So, Brigadier, I want to ask if we can go back to page 7 of BK3. Do you confirm that you were added to the group shortly after 16:32, as reflected in the screenshot on page 7?
I do confirm, Commissioner.
Okay. And then do you confirm that you sent the motor vehicle information into that group?
Correct, Worship, I can see it on the
Okay.
picture.
And do you confirm that you also sent the message that says also X5, Black X5?
I can confirm, Commissioner, I see it on the picture.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to put the proposition again to you later, but can I also take you to page 11 of BK3? This is later on in the chats at 17:52. Actually at 17:46 on the top. Do you see the top messages?
Correct, Commissioner.
There's a message from Captain Percy Sinjane, and then there is a Brig Klenki. Captain Berry, thanks a lot. You can withdraw, bro. Is that a message that you sent in the group?
I can see it, Commissioner.
Do you confirm that you sent that message in that WhatsApp group?
According to the photo, it shows like that, Commissioner.
And the next message that says, all the members with Captain Berry, thanks.
Correct, Commissioner. I see.
Okay. So do you want to,
Reiterate.
Commissioner Kamalo will take it over from here.
Thank you, Commissioner. Back to the question of Commissioner Kumar.
Just pause there for a moment, Brigadier. That was my concern, that if you look at the timeline, at 1640 to 1650, so on page 9 from 1644 to 1652, by then there's communication within the group that this is a lawful SAPS operation. It's the counterintelligence task team involved. They are appointed by General Khumalo. He is in charge. This is before Captain Kruger arrives at the scene, because he only gets there at 5 o'clock according to his evidence. Yet it takes another hour for you to instruct the members to withdraw. I just cannot understand why, when it became clear at 16:50 44 that this is a legitimate police operation. Telephone calls were not made to Lieutenant General Khumalo to inquire from him whether the people at the address in Sandhurst are executing a lawful police operation. I don't understand why after that information, the Hawks people still needed to go to the address and remain at the address for at least another hour. I just don't get that. Do you want to comment?
No, I hear you, Commissioner. I won't have much comment concerning this, as I was just receiving a feedback from the two members that I sent today. So when it comes to the issue of confirming that is General Khumalo, on my statement, I have indicated that Captain Kruger did indicate to me that it's a legitimate police operation. I speak with Captain Wanda, and then that's why I paused my statement. The information of General Khumalo, I'm just picking it up now via the group WhatsApp.
But you were part of the WhatsApp communication. You have just confirmed. Initially, you said you did not participate in the group.
It has to be somehow, somewhere, as I indicated, to say I was having a direct communication with Captain Kruger to say, on the WhatsApp group, Commissioner, to be honest, I was concentrating on the first-hand information that I was getting via a call from Captain Kruger. So, yes, when we go through the WhatsApp chat, I'm added on the WhatsApp chat, and somewhere there's two messages or three messages where it seems coming from me, and then totally I can confirm that I was not monitoring the group chat on that particular day. I was on the live call to Captain Kruger.
I don't follow that, Brigadier. I want to take you back to your earlier statement that you did not participate in the group chats. Now, Advocate or Ms. Ngcobe has taken you through the chats and has shown you a few chats in which you actually participated. You yourself sent a good few chats within the group. Can you explain yourself as to why you said you never participated in the group?
Commissioner, to avoid going forward with this explanation, as I recall, I said I don't recall participating on the group chat. And that at this point in time, I'm still not at liberty to say this. For now, I don't have that confirmation. I just see that it's there and it's coming from me.
What are you seeking to establish by the last thing you've just said? Are you going back on your word, which you gave in response to Ms. Ngcobe, which was to accept that you had actually sent these chats?
Correct.
Are you going back on that? Are you changing your testimony in this regard?
Correct, Worship. I will still stick to the first word that I said, that I never participated on the chat group. Then the current question now that is coming here is the WhatsApp group that are here. Where they, not certain that they're coming from me. I'm still vying the issue of copy and paste messages.
Can I just show you the last one on page 17?
Page 7?
Same annexure, page 17. Are you there?
Yeah, at page 7.
Yes.
Yes.
So do you see where it says Brigadier Klenki? Thanks very much, colleagues.
Yes.
That's you communicating with the group, because if you are communicating with one person being Kruger, you would say, thank you, Captain Kruger. But you are communicating with the group here. That's why you are saying, thanks very much, colleagues, using the plural. Unless you say that's also a copy and paste.
Thank you, Commissioner. Don't get me in other way. To be in a plural. As soon as I assign a team with a certain senior officer, my communication in most time it will be within the senior officer. He has to give me a feedback. I have to correspond with him. He has to escalate to the members. So it's a common thing. I can give you a typical example in a sense that within my office, I've got a group chat of the officers. If they send a message to a normal office group chat, I won't comment. I will only comment to this officers group and in plural. That's how I know that if I communicate in plural, that message has been escalated to the members to say job well done, or
I think let's leave this conversation there for now and hand back to Advocate Ngube.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brigadier, can I just ask you to go to page 14? Yes, of that same BK3 that we've been dealing with. Are you there?
I'm in page 14, Commissioner.
Yes, the top message is from Warrant Officer Malume Nkosi. Well, it's saved by Captain Kruger as Malume Nkosi. It's actually Sabelo Nkosi, as I understand it. He was part of the WhatsApp group. He sends a message later on saying, this is the person that called the gen. And you respond to his message, not a message from Captain Kruger, a message now from Nkosi saying, which one? Now, if you were only communicating with Captain Kruger and you are suggesting that Captain Kruger would have copied and pasted perhaps your messages between the two of you into this group, why are you responding then to a message from Warrant Officer Nkosi? This is not Captain Kruger on the proposition that you put to Commissioner Kumalo. That wouldn't pass this test, would it?
I can see it coming down. It's still questionable.
It's still questionable.
Yeah, it's still questionable.
Okay.
Commissioner.
Now, what Captain Kruger also provided us with is the actual WhatsApp printout, not just the screenshots. Can I ask you to go to B2, which is actually BK2, but the tab would be B2.
Sorry, before you do that, maybe just to complete that line or sequence of discussion that you've been having with Ms. Ngube, I would like to, you earlier discussed where you were shown where you say, Captain Berry, thanks a lot, you can withdraw, bro. All the members with Captain Berry, thanks. And that's the one you say maybe it's a copy and paste. That's at page 11. If you go to page 10, the second set of WhatsApp messages, you will see it starts with Captain Percy Sinjane, that's the second set, and then 8 kilos, and then there is a direct message that says standing off break. Now, unless you tell us there was another brigadier in the operation and in the group, which you haven't said yet, so they tell you standing off break and you appear to answer in the next page where you say, Captain Berry, thank you, you can withdraw, bro. So that suggests that in page 11, you are in fact responding to what was sent to you on page 10. Standing off break, which shows 2 blue ticks. Which suggests you would have read the message, or whoever break is here would have read the message.
I see it, Commissioner, and it's still questionable. Standing off break, I can see it on the messages.
Yes.
It's still questionable.
Okay, let me leave it there for now. There is something else, but let me see where Ms. Ngube wants to
And
go.
then to add on that, I was not informed if there was a brigadier self on the scene from Captain Kruger. As much as this one of the general, I just saw it now on this photos on the file, it was never indicated to me Commissioner.
Thank you.
Can I just understand, Brigadier, what is it that you are finding questionable about these screenshots? Are you questioning the authenticity of the screenshots, or are you questioning the fact that what Captain Kruger may have done is to take messages that you were communicating with him directly in a separate WhatsApp chat between the two of you? He posted this into that chat group. What is it that you are finding questionable?
Thanks, Commissioner. According to me, knowing my team members, I will still stand with the issue that I'm suspecting Captain Kruger was copying and pasting.
Okay, so you don't dispute the authenticity of the WhatsApp screenshots. You accept that these are screenshots of the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I don't question the,
Okay.
The authenticity.
But insofar as it relates to messages that appear to have been sent by you in that group, you question that you actually sent it into that group. You say that Captain Kruger copied and pasted messages that was exchanged between the two of you privately into that group.
That's what I want to believe in, Commissioner.
Okay. Can I then take you to B2?
Ms. Nube, should we mark it BK2? Because it's
BK2,
not
my
marked.
apologies. It is actually BK2, but on the tags it is B2. And I see the chair smiling at me, but it's not my, I will attend to it, Chair, but it's not my work product.
That's the point I made right at the beginning. So please change all those flags.
I'm looking to my colleagues behind me, Chair. Are you there at BK2?
Page 3 is, Commissioner.
Yes. This is the actual printout of the WhatsApp chat group that Captain Kruger created and provided to the Commission. So in addition to the screenshots, he also sent the actual...
May I make a request? We've done this quite a bit in relation to the color chats that we went through just now. Maybe deal with one or two examples and let's not do all of them, please, in the interest of time. I think the point has been made.
Indeed, Chair.
Yes.
It's really just to address the proposition that it was copy and paste.
Yes,
Thank you. Yes.
I understand.
If I can ask you to look at page 3, towards the end you'll see there's an entry. In fact, if we can start at the top, there's an entry just a quarter way that says 6/12/2024, 1634. Do you see that?
1634, yes.
Yes. And just above that, it's 1632, it says you added Brig Clanky. Then at 1634, it says Brig Clanky, media omitted. Do you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
And 1634, Brig Clanky, also black X5.
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, these are not screenshots. This is a printout of the actual messages that were sent by the people in that group. Do you still want to stick to the version that you contend that Captain Kruger was copying and pasting private messages between the two of you into the WhatsApp chat group?
Thank you, Commissioner. If it indeed Captain Kruger copy and pasted the message, I think the printout will come the same as the group chat stands. There won't be a difference.
Okay.
I don't know if I understand your question, but according to me,
If it's posted by him, then it would not appear under your name. Your name would only appear because it's in the content of what has been posted. But it would not appear under your name. That should be as clear as daylight, Brigadier.
thank you, Commissioner. If it's like that, it confirms my participation in the group. If it's like that.
If it is like, are you saying if it is like that, then it confirms that you did participate in the group?
Yes, if the printout is the same as the Commissioner is explaining to me.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, why did you seek to disavow yourself from participating in this group? It would seem to be a reasonable step for Captain Kruger to add the person that had given him the instruction to attend to this address so that he can keep you updated and so that you can maybe communicate any further information. Why would you disavow yourself from participation in that group?
I will still, thanks Commissioner, to confirm that the communication that I recall for a particular date was direct calls with Captain Kruger and then WhatsApp direct to Captain Kruger, not on the group itself. I'll still maintain it.
Is the reason, Brigadier, not because you find it difficult to respond to the question posed by Commissioner Khumalo, which is why, after it had been confirmed within the group that this was a legitimate subs operation, you did not immediately call off your Hawks colleagues? Is that not the reason why you said, no, I never saw what happened in the group? I was not participating in the group, so I never saw that. I never saw that communication. Therefore, I could not have halted what my Hawks colleagues were doing at the premises. I could not have halted them much earlier. Is it not because you find it difficult to respond to that question that you saw your way out as simply saying, I did not participate in the group? Is that not the real reason?
No, it's not like that, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, then let's go back to your statement where we had left off before that detour. At page 2, at paragraph 5, you speak about the call that you then have with Captain Kruger once he's arrived at the scene. Can you elaborate on what transpired between you and Captain Kruger once he told you that he had arrived at the scene? Do you have it? It's page 2, section 2, page 2, and paragraph 5.
I am the Commissioner.
Okay, so my question was for you to explain to us what transpired once Captain Kruger told you that he was at the scene. What did you do?
Thank you, Commissioner. After indicating to me that he's at the scene and it's legit police operations, while giving me feedback, he said to me he spoke with the team leader, the Captain Nhlanhla, and he also indicated that he is closer to me. Do I want to speak with him?
And then what happened?
Indeed, I did communicate with Captain Nhlanhla to say to him, Captain Nhlanhla, the reason for sending my team to the scene itself is to come and verify if it's a legit police operation within that address. And then I further indicated to him how the information came to me until I dispatched the team to the address.
Okay, before we proceed, can I just understand, you're saying that you were on the phone with Captain Kruger on Captain Kruger's phone?
Correct.
And he then gave the phone to his phone to Captain Nhlanhla?
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay, so Captain Nhlanhla gave evidence earlier, and he says that he spoke to you on the phone of an unknown African male who was at the scene, who gave him the phone, and on the other end, you were there, on the other end of the call.
No.
Do you recall that?
No. What I can confirm in front of the Commission is that I was speaking with Captain Nhlanhla on Captain Kruger's phone. I still recall that via the call to say, after giving him the information to say, I'm with the national head where I am now to confirm that the issue of Hawks members on the scene. I even turned that call, why? Because it was a WhatsApp call, into a video call for Captain Nhlanhla to can see that I am at the National Awards, and then the National Head is there. It's not at the address itself. So it's only Captain Kruger who I was calling to, and I was speaking with Captain Kruger's phone, that I can confirm.
Okay, can I ask you to go to B5? It's actually BK5, but the tab is B5. And in Captain Wanda's evidence, what he said was he doesn't know the name of the gentleman who gave him the phone. But during his evidence, he was referred to page 1 of page 21, BK5, and he identified the male in the dark T-shirt with his hands behind his back as the person that had given him the phone, and you were on the other end. Do you know that gentleman?
No, Commissioner, I don't know him.
And you didn't make a call to this gentleman's phone, and he didn't call you?
No, Commissioner, I don't know him. I don't recall making a call to this gentleman.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier.
Brigadier, Captain Kruger has given a much more comprehensive statement than yours. Yours is 4 pages, and he's given us quite a lengthier statement of 10 pages. He doesn't mention that he gave you his phone on which you spoke to Captain Wanda. He doesn't say that at all. That's a very important part, and that's why you've included it in your statement. And if that happened, why would he not say it in his statement?
Commissioner, I won't know why he did said that, but I still can recall the communication was with Captain Kruger's phone. I never phoned somebody different.
So Captain Wanda is wrong to say he spoke to you on this gentleman's phone. You're saying he's wrong to say that?
It's wrong to say that, Commissioner, because looking through these photos, I don't have an idea who are these people.
Yeah, no, the question isn't whether you have an idea or not, at least not at this stage. But it's simply this. You spoke on the phone. You say it was Captain Kruger's phone you spoke on. You were not on the scene, so you wouldn't know whether it was Captain Kruger's phone or somebody else's. I expect you wouldn't know that.
Commissioner, I still maintain I was communicating on Captain Kruger's phone, and then I didn't have extra call from somebody on that crime scene.
Yes.
Yeah, still, maybe Captain Wanda got it wrong there. according to me.
And Captain Kruger forgot to mention that important fact, because your intervention was quite important. You are saying you spoke on the phone and then you were satisfied it's a legitimate SEPS operation, and on the basis of that call, you then said they should leave. Your people should leave. So Captain Kruger doesn't mention that very important call. That's quite strange, I must say.
He didn't mention the issue that I spoke with Captain Wanda on his phone.
On his phone, yes.
Yeah. Commissioner, I won't confirm the reason why he didn't mention it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Brigadier, can we then go to page 3 of your statement I think we had dealt with you placing the video call and showing Captain Wanda that you were with General Labia. Can I just understand again why it was that you felt the need to show him that you were with General Labia? Although he says that he wasn't able to see General Labia, he only saw uniformed policemen. I just wanted to find out why you felt that important to do that.
Thank you, Commissioner. The allegation of the information when I received it was the Hawks members at the set address with General Libya. And then when I relayed the story to Captain Wanda, the reason to send my team there, it was to prove him to say that Sir General Libya that they alleged to be on the scene is with me here at the National Awards. To can confirm that we were on the awards.
Okay. And then can we deal with paragraph 7 of your statement on page 3? You speak about what your expectations were of the two officers, Captain Kruger and Constable de Gavea, that you had instructed to attend to the scene. Can you just elaborate on that?
Correct, Commissioner. I dispatched the two members to go and verify what is happening on the set address. And then my expectation was for them to follow the instruction as I indicated to them, and then come back to me, indicate to me to say what is happening on that address. And then if the situation was supposed to be either way than expected, they should have also come back to me to indicate to me to say, we are on this address and then we are finding this picture. And then we should have now have a different discussion following what the assessment on the address itself.
Well, you say in paragraph 8 of your statement that you didn't expect the two officers to add members to the team to attend to the scene. Why did you not expect that from them?
Commissioner, if it was supposed to come to request of additional members, they should have first indicated to me so that I can add additional members, unless if when they arrive at the scene and then the scene approach them differently, that might pose a sort of like a danger, like they should have followed their discretion to say, now we're facing this situation, what can we do? But procedurally, if they were in the idea to make an additional members to assess, they should have just indicated to me.
Have you taken any disciplinary steps against them for not acting procedurally? After you became aware that they added members to the team that went to the address in Parkhurst, you say procedurally they should have come to you first to ask for permission to add members. Once you became aware that they added members, did you take any disciplinary steps against them for not following procedure?
Thank you, Commissioner. The issue of additional members, it came into my mind when I came for consultation in the commission. I never had that idea, that information before. It's only when I came for consultation on the commissioner where I was informed that, are you aware that there was more than 2 of your members on the scene? And they said, I was not aware. And then if, according to the members, did they have that discretion along the way to add more, they should have informed me. But now I'm becoming aware when I'm coming for consultation at the commission.
Are you saying you did not get a report after the 6th of December 2024 dealing with what transpired at the address in Parkhurst?
The only address that I received, the only feedback I received, Commissioner, I was communicating with the, Captain Kruger, of which I instructed him to verify the address with Captain de Gavea. He never, along the way, to say we did have extra members within the instruction that you gave us, or he never indicated to me when I was speaking with him, with Captain One, to say, while we was at the premises, it happens that some of our members came and joined us here. Never had that information prior.
Yes, I would ask you about the WhatsApp on page 19, where there's now a discussion to close the group. But I assume your answer would be the same, that
Yes.
although it says Brigadier Klenki, thanks Captain, no objection to closing the group, you would say that's not you, that's a copy-paste.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'll leave it there.
Brigadier, on that report issue, what happens at the end of an operation? And reports submitted about operations as a matter of protocol?
Commissioner, the only report that I can confirm to receive, it's after I withdraw the members from the scene, Captain Kruger did send me a copy of his diary on the summary that he did according to how the scene unfolded there.
You consider that a report?
Yes, but because after that, I went through that and I was able to give a report back to the DEFCON.
So,
And then I will again add to say, a planned operation, as I indicated to the Commission, to say we used to have planned operations and unplanned operations. Normally when we go out for a planned operation, we will have an inquiry within the office. But when it comes as an emergency like this from our superiors, we will just run without an inquiry, and then the whole report, a member has to compile it from his diary to the office.
but it's still an operation, right?
Correct.
Even that which you get by emergency request, right? So there must still be a report. And that's why Captain Kruger gives you his diary, which you consider to be a report.
Correct.
Yes. And a report surely must account for your personnel that were at the scene and what they did at the scene, what they observed. Otherwise, something is wrong with the reporting mechanisms of the DPCI then.
Commissioner, is what I said, the report I got it's from the Captain Kruger's diary. And then the same report, I regarded it as a valid report to me. That's why I managed at the end of the day to give a feedback to the DEFCON.
So you accept it's an incomplete report because he doesn't tell you who else was at the scene with him. He doesn't tell you that there were other DPCI members from Gauteng, that if his diary doesn't say that, then the report is incomplete.
It states a complete report, Commissioner, to me, in a sense that when I dispatched those members, they were not there to join the operation itself. They were just there for verification. And then the verification that Captain Kruger received from Captain Nhlanhla gave me much weight to be convinced to say this is a legitimate police operation. So for them to be there and then want to question further on taking the names of the members that were on the operation and the likes, I mean, they was now supposed to be going far beyond the instruction that I gave them, because his reason was go and verify. Then,
Yes.
team leader is Captain Wanda. Then I was convinced, and then
I'm putting the proposition to you, and please try and answer it. The proposition I'm putting to you is if the report you received, which is the diary of Captain Kruger, if that report doesn't account for other DPCI members that were at the scene, if it doesn't tell you that there were other DPCI members, so many of them, it is an incomplete report. That's a simple proposition I'm making to you.
Thank you, Commissioner. From the side of Captain Kruger, I will accept to be incomplete.
Yes. And is there a record in the DPCI of this operation, like where you instructed them to go out? Is there any record that records this operation?
No, Commissioner.
Is that regular, that you would have a DPCI operation, yes, an emergency operation, and there's absolutely no record of it, of who instructed it, when, on the basis of what, and this is why they went to the scene, and this is the feedback you received by way of report. Is that regular, that you would have an operation that is unaccounted for on the books of the DPCI?
Thank you, Commissioner. My response to that is that I did indicate before the Commission to say it came as an emergency operation. It's not the planned one where we start opening inquiry, running with the inquiry, and then after the inquiry we have to submit the success report, we have to submit the whole operation feedback. So this was just a call. It was an irregular to us because just a call our superior ran. That's what we did.
Brigadier, maybe lastly, let me say this. I think South Africans, certainly speaking for myself, will be very concerned that the DPCI participates in operations that are not on record. There's no record of operations. This may not be the only one. Why should South Africans not be concerned?
Commissioner, my respond on that. But, I indicated to say the members that are dispatched, the 2 members, were not there to join the operation, were there to confirm, to verify. So if they were were supposed to be part and parcel of the operation, they should have compiled the whole full report, as the Commissioner is asking now. But then verification, they arrived there, they met the member in charge, they verified that is a legit operation, and then the member just drafted simple summary on his diary and then forwarded it to me. They were not part and parcel of the operation itself. They were there for verification.
I had my concerns, Brigadier. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Brigadier, you, in an exchange earlier on, you said that they, being Captain Kruger and Constable de Gouveia, had gone beyond your instruction by involving other members. Is that correct? Is that what you had said? They had gone beyond your instruction. What did you mean by that?
That's my response to you, Commissioner, when you were asking me, am I aware that there was additional members within my team? And then I said to me, if there was extra members from my team without informing me, then they were beyond my instruction, right? Because when they felt the situation uncomfortable or challenging, I should have get an indication from the side.
But isn't that precisely why you are trying to distance yourself from participation in the WhatsApp group? Because that WhatsApp group demonstrates that there were definitely more than just the 2 members that you say you instructed to attend at the address, and that you were aware that there were more than just 2 members. They reported to you when they arrived at the scene, and they told you when they were standing down. So you were at all times aware that it was more than just Constable de Gouveia and Captain Kruger.
Commissioner, I won't take it as distancing myself. The reason why I relied much on the telephone communication, I was sitting at the awards, and then the proceedings were on. And then the only thing that I managed to do after speaking with Captain Wanda, I mean, when I was supposed to speak with Captain Kruger for feedback and Captain Wanda, that's where I walked out of the event itself. And then after speaking with them, I went back to the event itself. It's not totally to say I was distancing myself from the chat group, Commissioner.
There's just the last paragraph on paragraph 9 that I want him to read, but
Okay, just one question. Because we have Captain Kruger coming to testify before the commission, if he says to the commission that you were in the group and you were communicating with members of the group, what should we as the commission do with that in light of your denial that you participated in the WhatsApp group?
Commissioner, if he indeed can confirm that, then from my side I will be owing the the commission an apology, and then I will also, secondly, be in a position that I didn't tell the truth to the commission to my best ability.
Because, you know, to be fair to you, one of the allegations that are being made at this commission is that Hawks members interfered with a legitimate police operation. And Captain Kruger, in his own statement, he says at least around 1644, there was communication within the group that there's a legitimate police operation going on. I just cannot understand why it took another hour for them to withdraw from Sandhurst or to even continue going there in the first place. I just cannot understand.
Commissioner, when they speak about the Hawks members, I will only respond on that one of the Hawks members. Somewhere along the consultation, I picked it up that there was a marked Hawks cars on the scene. And then within my office, I don't have marked Hawks cars in my office. Automatically, there might be the Hawks members there, but when they spoke about the marked car, then I started to feel like there was extra Hawks members within the crime scene. I don't use the marked cars in my office. All our cars are unmarked. The only marked car that we have within head office, they are all within our media office. I don't have a marked car on my team. Then, when we go back to the issue of the Hawks t-shirt, I did confirm some of my team members, when they come for duty, they wear the Hawks teams. It's not a uniform. We are working on civilian clothes. But whoever, when the sun rises, feel to wear a t-shirt with Hawks emblem is allowed. Then on the issue of the Captain Kruger, I won't answer much. I will allow him just to come before the commission.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Brigadier, before I ask you to read paragraph 9 into the record, I just want to ask you, were Captain Kruger and Constable de Gouveia the only members of the Hawks that you had instructed to attend Katiso Molefe's home on the 6th of December?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Just before you go on, Ms. Ncube, in response to the question by Commissioner Khumalo, you said that if Captain Kruger confirms that you indeed participated in the group chats, you will tender an apology and accept that you were telling an untruth. What's the nature of the confirmation that you have in mind? The sort of confirmation that would result in you tendering an apology and accepting that you were being untruthful. Did you hear me? I see you straining your ears and even coming closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
My apology, Commissioner. I missed something when the Commissioner started talking.
Okay. In response to Commissioner Khumalo's question, you said that if Captain Kruger confirms the content of the group chats, I'm paraphrasing, then you will tender an apology and accept that you were telling an untruth. My question is, what's the nature of the confirmation that you have in mind? A confirmation that would result in you tendering an apology and accepting that you were being untruthful. What sort of confirmation do you have in mind?
Commissioner, if I'm allowed, can I be allowed just to reserve that answer?
be allowed to respond at a later stage.
So
All
that I
right,
can
that's
respond.
fine, that's in order.
Thank you, Chair. And then just lastly, if you can deal with paragraph 9 on page 3 of your statement. Can either read it into the record or you can tell us what it is that you're trying to convey in paragraph 9.
Thank you, Commissioner. What the explanation, paragraph 9. When information came to me that it was said group of people calling themselves the Hawks with General Levy. The reason for me to send the 2 members, if you send 2 members on such a situation, they will have a better approach towards the situation. And then they will have a better time to can assess. If you receive such an information and then you take the whole team rush there, I am with the opinion that via operational background, if I'm running an operation on certain premises and we're busy running there and then there comes many cars from the police side, the approach from us towards those that are coming might bring us to chaos. Because the moment they will stop there might be a challenge to say, who are these people? And then you find that members can draw firearms to each other. There's a possibility that within that split of seconds, somebody might have a different adrenaline and you find that one of the members has squeezed the trigger and then hit his fellow colleague. But if you send 2 members, it's for assessment and verification. The sooner they pick up a different direction, they should have alarmed it in a better way, rather than sending the whole team to the scene.
This is an important issue. Maybe let's just explore it further. So you accept that it was wrong for a group of Hawks members, 3 or 4 cars, according to Wanda's statement. Do you accept that it was wrong for a team of Hawks officials to attend to the scene at Sandhurst?
Commissioner, I'll try to answer that question. I sent 2 members. According to Captain Wanda's testimony, he said group of Hawks members. So there's a difference from what my instruction was to my 2 members only. And then there was a group of Hawks of which is what I declared to the commission to say they also indicated the marked Hawks cars, of which I cannot be held accountable on those marked Hawks cars. I don't know how many members were carried on that Hawks marked cars, and then from my side I dispatched only 2 members. So if they come at large like that, I mean, there should have been a retaliation there. Should have been a retaliation there, and then where could have ended up in chaos.
And I said Brigadier is actually Captain Wanda, so let me just clarify that. It is Captain Wanda, just to get his title correct.
Captain Wanda. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Brigadier, just to finish off a topic that was touched on earlier. If you go to B3, the tab B3, and then at page 14, it's that sequence of WhatsApp messages. And I asked the question mindful about what you've said about your participation or non-participation in this WhatsApp group. So at page 14, you have that first set of WhatsApp messages. And there's the one from Warrant Officer Malume Tom. I think we've established it's Nkosi or somebody. And the message says, this is the person that called the general. You see where I'm reading?
Yes, General, Commissioner.
and then it indicates you asking which one. It says Brigadier Klein, and then which one, you've got 4 question marks. You see that,
Correct, Commissioner.
right? Now, if you turn to the next page, the top WhatsApp says, again, it's Warrant Officer Malume Tom. It says Mr. Mtetwa. You see that?
Correct, Commissioner.
And then he carries on, he says, he said is related to the owner of the house, right?
Correct, Commissioner.
And then in the bottom one, it's a repeat of that top WhatsApp message. It starts, Mtetwa, he said is related to the owner of the house, and there's a picture, a photograph of 2 people, one circled in yellow. You see that?
Correct, Commissioner.
And he says, this one, Brigadier. So he's answering you. It appears he's answering you when you ask which one. Remember the earlier conversation. And then he says, this one, Brigadier. So he circled the man in the navy blue T-shirt and what looks like navy blue T-shirt and navy blue pants. And that is the person that Captain Wanda pointed out as the person on whose phone he spoke to you. I just want to complete that is the sequence, and it's significant for the purpose of understanding who is this person that called General Libya, and on whose phone Captain Wanda says you spoke to him. That's the significance of that link. But of course, you've already said you never spoke to him on this man's phone, and that remains your position.
Thank you, Commissioner. I still confirm that when I speak to Captain Wanda, I was speaking with him on Captain Kruger's phone. I still maintain that.
You've seen a bit of the picture of this person. It was shown there. Is it anyone that you recognize as involved in any way with the Hawks?
I don't know the people on the picture.
You don't recognize
at
them?
all. I don't
Thank you.
recognize any one of them.
Thank you, Brigadier.
I hope, Brigadier, that you've now had time to think about an answer to my question. I will not repeat my question a 3rd time. Are you now able to respond?
Thanks, Commissioner. If the confirmation will be there, Commissioner, I'm still maintaining that, then I will maintain that I didn't tell the truth to my best ability to the Commission.
I will not repeat the question because you are repeating what you had said, and my question was exactly formulated on the basis of what you mean by confirm or confirmation, which is the word you've just used now. I will not press this. I will not press this any further.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes.
That's the evidence of this witness, Chair. After the lunch adjournment, Captain Kruger will take the stand.
Let's adjourn and resume at 14:10.